On tap, Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout.
Better beer, authority, better beer.
Hi, I'm James Knott, and today we are talking about Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout from the Breckenridge Brewery in Denver, Colorado. The brewery was started as a brew pub in Breckenridge in 1990 by a ski bum named Richard Squire. Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout is a year-round offering with 4.95% ABV and 31 IBUs. The bottom of the six-pack has a recipe for making an oatmeal stout milkshake using half a bottle of beer and 4 scoops of vanilla ice cream. The brewery claims it oozes dark roasted coffee aromas and flavors of espresso and semi-sweet chocolate. They also claim that the oatmeal leads to a creamy body and semi-dry finish. In general, about 10 to 15%, but no more than 30% of the grain bill in an oatmeal stout is made up of oats. There is usually not a prominent oat flavor. The taste is still dominated by the roasted malt. However, the oats add a smooth, creamy, silky texture to the mouthfeel. Mark, what are the prominent flavors that you're picking out of this?
Well, I'm really getting a whole lot of toffee out of this particular oatmeal stout. It's not nearly as smooth as I would like to expect from an oatmeal. It's still very creamy and still gives me some good overtones of a good toffee-ish beer, but not quite what I would expect from a typical oatmeal stout.
Okay. Joby, what are you getting in the carbonation of this beer?
James, this beer doesn't have much carbonation at all. I mean, when we were pouring the beer, we had to pour it pretty aggressive to even get a head to stay on the beer. So with that makes it a pretty high drinkability beer.
Once we did have the head, because we poured pretty aggressively, I mean, did it stick around or?
Yeah, it did, and it kind of laced the glass a little bit. So, I mean, it's a nice head, but, it took a very aggressive pour to produce that.
Scott, how would you describe the mouthfeel?
Honestly, the mouthfeel, Joby mentioned that it doesn't have much carbonation, and it's true. So it doesn't have really an overly aggressive mouthfeel. It has a really smooth mouthfeel that I guess I would expect sort of for an oatmeal stout, but this one just really, I really like this beer. It doesn't overwhelm you at all. It just kind of coats your mouth a little bit and doesn't really have much of an aftertaste, so it's pretty good.
Okay, and Mark, what's your rating and how does this match up with other oatmeal stouts?
As far as a rating, James, I would definitely give this a 6. And when I match it up to other oatmeal stouts, the only reason I gave it a 6 is because, to me, when it comes to an oatmeal stout, I really rank it up upon St. Ambrose Oatmeal Stout. I rank it up against Sam Smith's Oatmeal Stout, which, those beers have a better milky feel. You can really taste that kind of oatmeal stout that they really put the milk and the sugars into the beer. The only reason I gave this a 6 is because, to me, the really milky, smooth mouthfeel is not as present as it would be for other oatmeal stouts.
Okay. Joey, how's your rating match up with his?
I'm going a step above what Mark said. I'm going to 7. I mean, it's got nice presentation and flavor, and would happily drink it any day of the week. And if it was out of the bar, I wouldn't mind picking this up again. So, again, it's got high drinkability, as I said before, and overall, I just give it a 7.
Scott, if you were in Breckenridge, Colorado, would you be drinking this beer?
I would. I'd be stopping after every run down the mountain or so for my standard 1 beer.
You wouldn't have many runs, would you?
What can I say?
Not much of a skier, are you?
I'm a drinker, not a skier. I'd give it a 7, though, honestly. I agree with a lot of what they're saying over here. However, for me, I think that the mouthfeel does it for me. I mean, it's not overwhelmingly creamy. I really like my beers to have more carbonation than this beer has, so that's why it didn't rate higher for me. But at the same time, that kind of might have helped me as well, because stouts aren't my favorite beer either. But with the lack of the carbonation, just kind of the combination of everything culminating, I'd say that this is probably one of my higher ranked stouts even.
So it kind of works for you.
Yeah, it does. The kind of the odd combination. I mean, you would think that it would taste flat almost because of the lack of carbonation, but it really doesn't. It tastes like a fresh beer, but just kind of without the overwhelming carbonation.
Okay, great. Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout spends 6.7 hours on the slopes of Colorado. What's your favorite oatmeal stout? Have you tried Samuel Smith's version of this style? Leave your answers in the comments section. And thanks for watching. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better beer authority, better beer authority.